I'm trying to do a video on gratitude. Yeah, I know this is maybe the stupidest, dumbest, or crappiest place to do a video on gratitude. But I knew there was an outhouse here not too far from my house, actually right behind a graveyard, connected next to an old wooden Catholic church. And I really don't want any of the people anywhere around here to see what I'm doing. I think it might be a little bit embarrassing if they caught me on a crapper doing a video on gratitude. Yes, this is a crapper. Did you know crapper, by the way? It's named after a real person in England who used to be in the plumbing business, and somehow the American soldiers saw a bunch of plumbing with the word crapper on it, and it just caught on in the United States. So now we use the word crap, and we use his name sort of like maybe in vain, but the guy named Crapper really did exist. So I'm sitting in an outhouse behind a graveyard to talk about gratitude. So years ago, I had this epiphany moment. I was sitting on a stool doing my normal daily bodily crappy business, and I reached for a piece of toilet paper. It's a little bit bigger than that. And I looked at that piece of toilet paper, and all of a sudden a wave, no, it wasn't even a wave, it was like a tsunami wave of gratitude. It just flooded my eyes and flooded my heart. And I was in this euphoric epiphany moment of looking at a piece of toilet paper and being absolutely ecstatically grateful for toilet paper. I had this vision of humanity in all of its glory or unglory, having to do this disgusting business on a daily basis in Africa or in Alaska or in the jungles. And I got to thinking of the way people had to do their bodily business over the thousands of years. And I looked at this simple one piece of toilet paper and was just absolutely overwhelmed with thankfulness that I had this incredible invention. Yeah, I know some of you right now are saying, Gary, are you really serious about this? Yeah, I'm really very, very serious. I had this supernatural moment in which I had gratitude beyond anything I'd ever experienced, and really actually ever since. It was a supernatural gratitude. I was looking at all the peoples in this world and the things that they had to do to take care of this kind of business in the past. Imagine using moss. One civilization used moss, I think up in Alaska, or smooth stones. How about corn cobs? How about used anchor ropes? How about sponges? What are some of the other things that were used? How about slick Sears catalog sheets? You know, the kind where it just never really stuck to it. How about leaves? You ever try to do this with a leaf? This stuff is amazing stuff, and I have living in the United States all of it that I need. And in that moment, I had an incredible thankfulness and gratitude. And I wanted to share that with you right now on a crapper in the commode, so to speak, and get somebody out there who's watching this to reflect on something that they have, that they're taking for granted, that they're not realizing how wonderful and incredible the inventions all around them. If you're a poor person in the United States and you're living in an apartment and you're just barely surviving, you have electricity. You have refrigeration. You probably have air conditioning. You probably have heating. Step back 100 years, 500 years, 1,000 years ago, and think of the things that they don't have. Think of the things that you have that a king 500 or 1,000 years ago would swap places with you to have the things that you have, that you never even thought about. How awesome that is. Just light, the internet, television. These are things that are all around us that we don't even give the time of day. We never stop and reflect how incredible these things are. The gift of gratitude for the least of things are things that I know, people that I know who have the greatest joy and who have an abundant life and a fullness of life. They're not the ones that have the billions. They're not the ones who drive the Mercedes and the Lexus and have the $5 million or $100 million house. The people that I know that are full of joy and full of peace and full of love, very often on a material level, have nothing. But they have gratitude. They're grateful to be alive. And the smallest things around them, a tree, a bird, a squirrel, a beautiful sunset, clouds that are new every day, the smallest little things they're grateful for. So right now, while I'm not obviously taking a crap, right? I'm not really using this as far as, what I normally use it for. I'm using it right now to get somebody's attention out there on YouTube land and to just stop right now. Oop, there's my wife asking me where I am. Oh boy, I don't know what I'm going to tell her. Gratitude, a precious, precious thing to get. Thanks. Bye.
Get off the pot, Gary. Get off the pot.